Hello friends, how are you? Hope you are doing well. So today we are going to start another case study of reviewing the sustainability reports. So this is the case study for TAQA. TAQA sustainability report for 2023 we will be reviewing, and the slogan is energy transition in action. So we'll see the detailed content of this report and we'll go through with each and every table of content in detail. So moving on to the second page, we see the table of content here for the report. We see introduction, group CEO and MD messages, leadership messages 2023 at a glance. So the performance highlights about the report we will come to know. Then this report has been divided into 6 segments. First one is about the strategy, then building trust, basically the governance side, accelerating the transition. Mostly we are talking about the environmental side in this. Then integrating resource circularity or circular economy we will be talking about, and growing with the people, the social side, and then last appendices, okay, where we will have basis of reporting, assurance, GRI content of index, ADX, ESG disclosure, Abu Dhabi Stock Exchange, requirements for ESG disclosures, SASB disclosures, Sustainability Accounting Standard Board, World Economic Forum disclosures, and TCOFD, Task Force for Climate Related Financial Disclosures. Okay. So first of all, we see the introduction about the report. In this section, we have Group CEO and Managing Director's message. Okay, so the leadership message, and this is as per GRI 222 section. This is very interesting. Here you can see the mapping of GRI standard also done, and you can see this immediately as a reference. So here in the leadership statement, you see qualitative and quantitative information related to the efforts or initiatives by the company towards sustainability. There are multiple highlights in this section related to the energy transition, related to the GHG emissions, right? So we can see multiple details related to this. So here it's a kind of commitment we see here in 2023, the sustainability report. We reaffirm our dedication to accelerating the transition to clean energy and sustainable water. And positioned as a global player, we are determined to act as an innovative force, catalyzing the pace of transformative journey. So that's a kind of commitment, and still we see lot many other initiatives later on. It's a CEO's message, so it's a leadership commitment or leadership statement here. And one of the interesting fact you will find here that it is written, I am pleased to represent you with TAQA's 2023 sustainability report, and this is a 4th sustainability report. Okay, building on the ESG strategy foundation laid in our 2022 report, this year's edition reflects our continued effort to advance the energy transition. So basically talking about energy transition and mission of championing low carbon power and water. Then moving next, we see the performance highlights for 2023. We see decarbonization performance with respect to the renewables in gross power generation capacity, reduction in scope 1 and 2 emissions, reduction in scope 1 to GHG intensity, okay, and reverse osmosis, reduction in GHG emission compared to the baseline year, reduction in GHG intensity based on generation for international assets, and reduction in GHG intensity of oil and gas production. Then energy related performances, commercial availability of power generation, reduction in energy usage, reduction in energy requirement of the water desalination, transmission service availability, and electricity saved by demand side management. So next we see water performance. You can see transmission water assets availability, reduction in water consumption, water saved by demand side management, recycled water supplied. So very important key materiality topics, and their matrices have been highlighted here. So in the supply chain, spend on local suppliers. So for ICV value creation, in country value, and then local procurement spend, increase in local suppliers engaged, Then we see waste reduction in company and waste diverted actually. Then health and safety figures like zero fatalities, reduction in number of uncontained spills. This comes in the environmental section. Okay, and increase in reporting observation and near miss events in the utility business. For the customer side, we have the rating of the customer relationship management system 99%, and then customer service delivery 98.45%. Reduction in customer wait time 40%. So these are the indicators for customers. Then growing with our people, social side, then increasing in the community spending, women in management position, nationalities represented, and increasing training hours. Then there are certain recognitions, awards, and rating systems for ESG and sustainability. You see Forbes Award, Reuters, Gulf Sustainability Awards, Project Finance International Awards. Okay, so there are multiple awards. Details are available here. Then ESG ratings for Morgan Stanley, Sustainalytics, Carbon Disclosure Project, S&P Global, CSR Hub. The details for those awards also available, which adds value to the company's ESG governance structure actually. Then milestones for sustainability starting from January till December 2023. So there are multiple milestones which might be associated with the objective and targets of the company for 2023 and part of the roadmap for 2023 actually. So starting from January till December, you will see all the information which is available here. Moving forward about this report, students or learners for ESG reporting and ESG audit and assurance, this is a very important page for all the students to understand what is about this report. It is written in this report that building on our ambitious dedication to sustainability reporting, the 2023 report delves into the theme of energy transition in action, which was written on the first page, and this title demonstrates our commitment to acting as a leader in the global energy transition landscape. Then report provide concrete example of TAQA's dedication and effort towards realizing the energy transition, and these efforts are closely aligned with the growth ambitions and integral part of the ESG strategy. This report in the beginning of disclosures of scope 3 emissions to enable better understanding the value chain's carbon footprint, and this is very interesting. The approach to this transformative change not merely documented but is backed by bold investments also. And from the standard reference perspective, very important for students to learn, the sustainability report has been prepared in accordance with, so very interesting to learn, GRI standards. So like in GRI you have two types of report preparations, in accordance with and with reference to. So here it is in accordance with and in line with the Abu Dhabi Securities Exchange ESG disclosure guidelines also, and aligning with SDG, Sustainability Accounting Standard Board, TCFD Task Force for Climate-related Financial Disclosures, World Economic Forum, UNGC. So all these frameworks or standards have been considered for preparing this report. Then we go to the highlights. Report adherence in accordance with GRI standard, boundaries, operational boundaries like TAQA group. Reporting period 1st January 23 to 31st December 23, the data for this period. Frequency of reporting annual data and information coverage extended to publication date, and report is available online on the sustainability TAQA page actually. Then reporting alignment with GRI, SASB, Sustainable Development Goals, UNGC, TCFD, ADX, World Economic Forum. This we have seen. And in the assurance section, we see limited assurance for limited materiality topics like GHG emission, GHG intensity, water consumption, number of fatalities, fatal accidents, lost time injuries, spill cases, recordable injury rate, and women in management. So this is from health and safety, this is from environment, this is health and safety, this is environment, and this is also environment, health and safety, and this is the social side actually. So this is how these been categorized for limited assurance. Going to the next page, we see reporting side, and this is as per GRI 2.3. and the scope and boundary setting was done. So if you see the reporting side, this as mentioned earlier, financial year 2023, okay, showcasing initiatives, programs, achievements during this period. As part of the commitment, constantly strengthening reporting on scope 3 GHG emission for the first time within this sustainability report. So interesting to learn here, scope 3 also covered. Financial reporting, subsidiaries are fully integrated into TAQA's consolidated statements. So the financial statements through the equity method of accounting actually. And scope and boundary as per GRI 22, report represent TAQA group including its subsidiaries, joint ventures, associates. So all covered in the reporting boundary. Moving on, environmental topics and social topics, whatever the relevant topics have been identified in the materiality assessment. You see GHG emissions primarily reported, and the approach was financial control approach outlined in GHG protocol. Emission from subsidiaries are fully consolidated at 100%. This approach is applied throughout the corporate structure irrespective of the operational control. So very important to learn about this. Okay, and in the social side, you see reported data including health and safety follow the operational control approach, but for GHG we have seen financial control actually. In the governance topic, we have seen that the report largely TAQA HQ level with group wide policies and management approaches. Okay, for detailed reporting of corporate governance framework, structure, audit and internal control, we can go to the corporate governance report here. The link is given. Then scope and boundaries for the subsidiaries, entities, country, TAQA's share, financial consolidations, TAQA operated, yes or no, which we can see. Environmental and social control. For environmental, financial control, and for social, operational control boundary setting done. In 22, okay, milestones by finalizing partnership with ADNOC and Mubadala to join forces with Masdar, okay, for renewable business, holding 43% stake in Masdar actually. So some initiative, some development has been identified and highlighted here actually. Okay, moving forward in the assurance section, very important subject for ESG reporting and sustainability reporting, audit and assurance. We see in 23 we expand our scope of assurance, which now include scope 1, 2 and 3 as well. Then GHG intensity, water consumption, fatalities, lost time injuries, recordable injury rates, and spill number and volume, and women in management position. So these are the limited assurance topic scope. Also conducted necessary internal audits, also like internal control to ensure accuracy and reliability of the data. Limited assurance, again as I said earlier, limited assurance was conducted, okay, on the sustainability indicator in this report by who? By D&V Business Assurance UK Limited in accordance with the international standard ISAE 3000 assurance engagement other than audits or reviews for historical financial information. Okay, and one more standard, IASB International Audit and Accounting Standard Board, GHG Protocol, Greenhouse Gas Protocol, Corporate Accounting and Reporting Standard Revised 2015. These were considered for assurance of this report, limited assurance of this report. Then we plan to continue to broaden the scope of assurance on significantly substantial metric in forthcoming report. Scope 1, 2 GHG emission for year starting from 19, 20, 21 have also been assured by D&V UK Limited within the 23 sustainability report. And maybe we will remember this in future. This symbol is used across the report to designate the indicators that have been undergoing assurance. Feedback and suggestions. So there is an email ID given for that, esgsecretary@taqa.com. So feedback for the sustainability performance or sustainability report, anybody can share on this email ID. Okay. Then moving on the strategy side. Okay, we'll come to know about the the organization, the corporate strategy, ESG strategy, green financing, and innovation side. So these are certain materiality topics for the organization. We will see in this about us as per the GRI standards, GRI 2126, 2011, and 2014, 2031 referred. This is very important for learning purpose for ESG audit and assurance and reporting students actually. So the company's details, organizational context have been given here. You can see. Then as a public listed company at Abu Dhabi Securities Exchange, we adhere to best practice regulatory disclosures. So that information also been highlighted. ADX, ADQ, and ADQ ESG requirements also been considered. Okay, here you can see, and again it's a part of integrated reporting system also. Then move on to, so these are the business functions, business units of the company. Then assets, EBITDA, revenue, and net income information. So economic performance also given here. Then at a glance, globally at multiple countries and geographically wise, the information for operations is given, assets and operations given here. That information is also available. So you can see UAE generation, operational assets, assets under development. These all informations are available as per the organizational context information required in the sustainability report. For generation, power generation, like we can see the TAQA, Masdar, what is the 24.15 gigawatt, Masdar 16.53 gigawatt, including under construction and other committed projects. And then desalination capacity information for the power portfolio, gas, renewable, and coal. For water portfolio, reverse osmosis and thermal. That information also available. The key strategic priorities of the generation business include, it's very important, the key strategic priorities we can see: reducing GHG emissions, value creation through optimization of operational portfolio, and expanding portfolio in domestic and international market, strategically positioning TAQA in renewable and green hydrogen sphere. So these are some related to the materiality topics covered. Okay, then moving on to the transmission distribution, these are the business units and those details are available. Subsidiary business units, that information is also available. The key strategic priorities for this business segment is also highlighted here. Okay, it's all part of the organizational context. Then we see the structure, control of Abu Dhabi Department of Energy, then EVAC and Transco, ADDC, ADC. These all informations are also available for Abu Dhabi power and water sector flows actually. Okay, so going forward, oil and gas related business information is available at multiple geographical locations. Then moving on to interesting side from the sustainability perspective, corporate strategy, GRI 222 standard. Okay, section is followed. How to align the corporate strategy with the ESG strategy or sustainability strategy. It is written here. Sustainability and decarbonization are the heart of our corporate strategy, which is built upon foundational pillars that shape the vision. TAQA's commitment to sustainability evident in our strategy house. So this strategy house is available. We can see these include decarbonization portfolio, including employee capabilities, optimizing performance within regulatory frameworks, key 2030 targets. Yeah, so that is also something relevant to the learning purpose of the ESG and sustainability students or learners actually. So this is a strategy house where corporate mission statement, vision statement, purpose, corporate values, strategic pillar, key themes, and key enablers also available here. That information is there for the corporate strategy actually. Then investment towards energy transition, this information also available, part of the corporate strategy. Okay, the investment planning is also details are provided here. Very important subject from the ESG learning perspective. ESG strategy as per GRI 223 and 224. Okay, so what is written here, we'll see. I'll make it zoom for you. TAQA is fully dedicated to achieve net zero goals by 2050 through the sustainable growth strategy. In 22 introduced a comprehensive ESG strategy. It came in 2022, comprehensive ESG strategy in response to climate risk and stakeholder expectations, also recognizing the impact of ESG on business performance. So 2022 sustainability reports also highlighted, the link is provided. Then ESG strategy essential for our 2030 corporate goals, incorporate key focus areas and ambitions within each of the environment, social governance pillars. So if you see the three pillars, environment, social governance, this is TAQA's ESG ambitions. Okay, and we see climate change, water and effluents, main key topics. For social, occupational health and safety, DEI, diversity, equal opportunities, inclusion, local community and engagement. In governance, corporate governance are some important topics which highlighted the ESG ambitions of TAQA. So in climate change, ambitions are highlighted. For water, for other parameters also, it's given here. Here it is given, TAQA number 1 energy utility category, Forbes Middle East sustainability leaders. It's a great achievement. And best sustainable business model for large companies, Gulf Sustainability Award, right? So those details also provided here. Now we see operating model, stakeholder engagement, capital allocation framework and KPI integration for ESG. That information also available. Important for ESG learning, audit assurance and reporting perspective, stakeholder engagement. Students should learn about it. KPI integration. And moving on, SDG mapping done here for energy utility sector focus, ESG strategy focus and supporting to all other relevant SDGs actually. So TAQA remains supportive for United Nations SDGs and align the programs and initiative with the United Nations SDG goals most relevant to energy and utility sectors. Okay, and the SDGs are a crucial input in the development and performance monitoring of the ESG strategy. Then we see 2023 ESG performance highlights relevant to the materiality topics. Like for climate change, the performance highlights are like you can say scope 1, 2, 3 GHG emission reductions. Details are available, okay, with the quantitative figures also. Then comparing with the 2022 and 2019 as well. Occupational health and safety, local community, water and effluent, diversity, equal opportunities, corporate governance. So these are the key indicators where the performance was highlighted. Like for an example, for corporate governance, the share of board seats occupied by independent members increased to 82% compared to 67 in 2022. So it's again a leadership statement from Chief Strategy Office of TAQA, Mr. Noel Owen. Okay, so that statement is also available. Okay, so again it's a kind of commitment that our corporate strategy revolves around ESG considerations, ensuring that sustainability is at core of our business. Several milestones were achieved in 23 to advance progress towards the 2030 ESG targets. Then related to green financing, the information is also available. Eligible green projects like related to renewable energy, energy efficiency, sustainable water and wastewater management, clean transportation and terrestrial or aquatic biodiversity. So this information is also part of ESG report here. The information related to ICMA, International Capital Market Association Green Bond Principles, GBP 2021, Loan Market Association LMA Green Loan Principles. So we can see the green financing instruments. Yeah, and the impact metrics for renewable capacity, renewable energy production and GHG emissions avoided. So you can see gross and net related quantitative information also provided. So company has green financial framework. for geothermal waste to energy have been excluded. Please remember this. So this information excluded from it. Again, green financing related details are available. Then very important, this TAQA Green Financial Framework was assigned as Sustainability Quality Score of SQS2, which is very good in its second party opinion, SPO, by Moody's Investor Services, and more details are available here. The link is given actually. Yeah, and this is the photo of the Gulf Sustainability Awards Gold Award winners. Yep. Green Financial Framework implementation. We commit to adopt a financial approach prioritizing environmentally sustainable and social responsible investments. This is the again leadership statement for TAQA's Group CFO, okay, which is saying that TAQA's clear ESG strategy and decarbonization agenda has enabled us to complete our first ever green bond. Okay. Then innovation related details about the 6 innovation themes of the company, right? And innovation strategy as an operating model at TAQA. So that information is also available for core processes, external partnerships, governance structure, key performance indicators. So what are the themes we can see here? Transition into sustainability partner of choice, pioneering grid of the future, champion sustainable water solutions, new standard in customer service, unlock advanced asset management, and drive intelligent automation and digitalization across the organization. Moving forward, innovation is a key enabler in TAQA's growth strategy. We can see emphasis its dedication to innovation, strategically prioritizing key innovation themes which have been given here. Innovation governance pillars. We can see the structure of the strategy team, then innovation team, group innovation champions. So that structure is also available here. We see TAQA's COP28 Innovation Challenge. So these details are also provided here. Moving on to the building trust section. This is very important from ESG reporting perspective, like stakeholder engagement and materiality assessment, corporate governance, business resilience, ethics and compliance, and data privacy. These are the suitable SDGs identified for the materiality topics. Yeah. So we can see here next section, stakeholder engagement and materiality. The information as per GRI 229, 31, 32 and 33 universal standards, the information is available here. So this section is talking about stakeholder engagement and materiality assessment. Okay, so the stakeholder engagement team supported by the group communication and the strategy sustainability functions effectively engaging with the company's stakeholder throughout the year the exercise was conducted. Okay, and these interactions go beyond mere communication and entail proactive engagement to address concerns, gather feedback and integrate stakeholder perspective into decision making. Okay, then the information related to the identified stakeholder groups, the engagement objectives and TAQA owner departments, internal stakeholder, that information is also available here. Engagement objectives here. In this stakeholder engagement section, there is one interesting information like TAQA recognizes the significance of actively involving both internal and external stakeholders in the pursuit of ESG targets and the national net zero to 2050 ambitions. So actively involving both internal and external stakeholders. In this approach, incorporate specific ESG objectives and tailored messages for each stakeholder group. Then we see here materiality topic related information, whatever the relevant materiality topics in different categories of 4 categories are there: building trust, accelerating the transition, integrating resource circularity and growing with our people. But in this process of materiality assessment, we see in 21 TAQA had conducted a stakeholder engagement and materiality assessment exercise, which include participation of various internal and external stakeholders. So 21 it was conducted. In 22 TAQA revised the materiality metrics to align with the announcement of ESG and net zero strategies. Okay, and this update aimed to enhance the list of significant ESG topics, ensuring accurately represent the economic, environmental and social impact of the business. So more details can be found for materiality assessment in 22 sustainability report. Okay, 39 companies were engaged across various stakeholder groups, and the topic integrated into existing topics to added new ones like climate change mitigations, adaptation, innovation, sustainable finance based on stakeholder feedback. Certain overlap also there. We go to the next section, corporate governance, where we see the governance structure of the board at the board level, establishing corporate governance functions. Sustainability will be governed by the different board members. Subsidiary governance reforms, board training and continuous development information is also available here. So TAQA Board of Directors acknowledge the pivotal role, their role of corporate governance in maintaining company's integrity, ensuring legal compliance, achieving organizational goals and targets. Actually, okay. The award for best corporate governance in the UAE and internal audit, internal control functions are there already. Yep. So internal audit applies a centralized approach towards assurance. We can see that internal audit control. Then governance structure and composition, specific from ESG perspective, we can see, yeah, leadership and strategy, stakeholder and shareholder management, communication and reporting protocol, where you can see corporate social responsibility also, and then internal control environment. We can see the different parameters are there. So best in class corporate governance they are saying. Okay, then governance structure we see here. TAQA board, group chief executive officer and managing director, different business units. Okay, and controlled and non-controlled entities, related information also available. Then board of director details as per GRI 211 and 212 requirements. Okay, board composition we are talking about, average age, tenure, composition, gender diversity. Then nomination and selection of the board of directors, the process have been highlighted here as per GRI 210, 223 and 405 1. Okay, so the group board nomination appointment policy overseen by the nomination remuneration committee, these details are available here. And the election of the board of director held on so and so date, these details are also available. 3-year term adhering to the regulatory procedures. The details for board assessment and training as per GRI 218 and 223. Internal training programs plus the assessment, annual performance review for the board actually. So this information is also available here. Yeah, nomination and remuneration committee has established for board onboarding procedure. Yeah, dedicated training sessions to each of the 4 board committees, which covers the sustainability committee also. Okay, and the training related to focused topics like sustainable investments, energy transition, sustainability oversight as the key themes. Then board of or executive remunerations, the referring GRI standards to 19, 20 and 21, 23 also highlighted here. So board and executive remuneration details, group scorecard, remuneration include bonus targets, everything is available here actually. Communication and critical concerns. So monthly and management report is there. So board receives that report covering business updates and the company's risk dashboard also as a regular agenda item. Okay, more than that, very interesting things, TAQA has a detailed and systematic grievance mechanism in place to record, monitor and report on any of the stakeholder grievance, concerns and suggestions, ensuring these are resolved as per a defined process. Then come to the ESG governance side. Okay, GRI 214, 223 and 24. So our governance is embedded with the corporate governance framework processes. Let's talk about the oversight of the ESG topics and integration into the business. ESG structure is critical to advancing, overseeing the corporate ESG and net zero strategies also. Then at board level, I will zoom it for you. Sustainability committee is established, chaired by female executive board member, and the details are further available here. So best practice related to sustainability governance and organizational structure, we see board level committee, management level committee, corporate sustainability team, initiative teams. Yeah, so that information is also available here. Then ESG integration and capital allocation framework, the information highlighted. It's very interesting for all the students related to ESG audit and assurance. You can find that information related to capital allocation framework actually. So you can see considering ESG targets, yeah, ESG due diligence. So some interesting details are there for learning purpose. Then comes to the business resilience as per GRI 223, 2012, information for business resilience, which covers health, safety and environment, internal audit, enterprise risk, business continuity, security. Yeah, related information, enterprise risk management framework. The company has, I think, ISO 31000 risk management guidelines. They are following it. Okay, covering different type of risk types, including climate ESG risk across strategic and financial, HSSE, operational, regulation, compliance risk categories. Yeah, so those details have been given here. Then roles and responsibilities for risk management. So ERM function is there. So that details also provided. Governance body where management, internal audit, internal control. So we have first, second, third line of defense, like first business line management, then risk management, then audit also available. Climate and ESG risks, again some relevant information for learning purpose for ESG students, like climate ESG related risk are integral component of the risk management framework. So group ERM function in collaboration with the strategy and sustainability function examine emerging climate and ESG related risk periodically at group level. So that information provided here. So there are multiple different type of risks. So first we see physical risk and see criterias, climate risk, impact areas, key risk management measures. Yeah. So like people safety, increased droughts, temperature rise, rising sea level, increased wind and storms, increased rainfall and flooding. These were considered as a physical risk here. And all the relevant details for, you can consider this as a climate risk register, all related to physical risk. Then comes to the transition risk. Again we see like market shift, reputation, policy and legal, technology. Yeah, so associated climate risk, impact areas, key risk measurements. Okay, so for an example, if let's say suppose reputation, so failure to adequately and timely addressing the high intensity carbon emitting operations. So what will happen? Impact negative stakeholder sentiments and increase financial costs. So key risk management measures, what should be done? Portfolio diversification, ESG integration, capital allocation framework, stakeholder engagement and green financial framework. Then climate opportunities, as we follow risk, opportunities and impact concept to create positive impact. So now we see climate related risk opportunities in this. So where the company is working about portfolio diversification for renewable and green hydrogen, decoupling electricity and water production. Yeah, so low financial cost, sustainability business partner, electrification of manufacturing and transport sector, energy performance contracting, demand side management. So these are certain multiple initiatives related. Then ethics and compliance related information also available as per GRI 223, 24, 25, 26, 27. Yeah, ethics and compliance. So what company is committing here? Code of conduct, business partner code of conduct, speak up policy, conflict of interest policy, anti-bribery, corruption and anti-fraud policy, insider trading policy, data protection policy, and different policy details are available, like business partner due diligence policy. Okay. In the ethics and compliance section, again we see group-wide user procedure to support innovative use of artificial intelligence. Okay, so those details related to group's ethics compliance office and their policy information. Then we see helpline TAQA.com for group ethics and compliance helpline, so you can record the grievances related to this. So the details, figures related to the quantitative figures are available for incident of corruptions 20, 21, 22, 23. So only we can see some figures in 21 here. Then training and awareness as per GRI 2052, we see the figures available for 3 years, like percentage of governance body members that organization anti-corruption policies procedures have been communicated. Governance body members have received training for anti-corruption. Yeah, so further other training details are available here. Then human rights, we have seen the GRI relevancy. Okay, for human rights there are multiple commitments from the organization which we see here, and also there must be some figures as well. See, covering 22% of group employees, freedom of association, collective bargaining, rights of indigenous people and political contributions highlighted here. Data privacy and security, this was also one of the material topics of GRI 223 and 418.1. So TAQA cyber security within the risk and audit department, establishing overseas cyber security standard and principles across the organization actually. So the details are available here. So there are certain applicable laws for data protection. So these details are available here. Also, interestingly, TAQA celebrated Cyber Security Awareness Month in October 23 to emphasize the role of every individual in safeguarding digital ecosystem of TAQA. Come to the next, accelerating the transition, information related to materiality topics of energy, water security, sustainability business partner, relevant SDGs, that information also available. If you see energy related information, here we see the relevancy to the GRI standards, mapping with GRI standard, then what are the ambitions were highlighted here, okay, related to the energy side, and then multiple initiatives highlighted here where the work is going on or already completed. So performance for scope 1, 2 emissions, scope 1 and 2, scope 1, 2 separately also, the information is available. Scope 1, 2 here all together actually. 2019, 20, 21, 22, 23. So data is available for 5 years as per financial control. So control mechanism is there. Okay. Comparison between financial control and equity share ESG emission also highlighted here. Then scope 3 emissions included in the report. So specific categories, category 3, 11 and 15. Third one for fuel and energy use of sold products and investments highlighted here for the 5 years. So most recent scope 3 emission in category 11, which is associated with the combustion or use of the products sold of our upstream oil and gas business unit. The details are available here. Then next topic is GHG intensity. So the figures are available for GHG intensity in 2023. There is a decrease in that case. Here you see also 19, 20. So finally you see here 23 data. Economic reduction initiatives. So emission reduction initiative like we can see multiple noteworthy efforts in decarbonization both locally and globally through several initiatives. Okay, so in UAE generation we talk about the solar, right? Solar power, gas, nuclear, all this information also highlighted qualitatively and quantitatively. The figures are also available. International generation details are also available for emissions. Transmission and distribution details, power losses specific to methane emission reduction retrofit project also highlighted here. Then water as per 3031, 23, 3034, 3035. Then ambition related to water. So TAQA aims for 2/3 of 1,300 million industrial gallons, right? So that figure also available. Water portfolio by 2030 to utilize efficient RO reverse osmosis by investing up to 1.5 billion by 2030. So the details are available. Then performance related to water withdrawal, consumed and discharge also highlighted. And for water consumed, this was audited and assured by third party company. Then some more data related to the water based initiatives. Yeah, it has been highlighted here with the quantitative measures. Transmission and distribution losses also highlighted, what initiatives were taken, that is available here as info. Okay, energy, water security. So you can see here, students or learners, this flow of the information is as per the table of content where we highlighted different sections of the report and then their disclosure requirements. Availability and reliability information, you can see here. Then access and affordability details are available. Payment arrangement plans, budget billing plans, subsidies for low income families, subsidies for social card holders in the UAE, special tariffs. That information available for access and affordability. So residential, commercial disconnections from water services, electricity services, all details are available here actually. Sustainability business partner. So details related to the business partners also available here. You can see multiple geographical location, different projects are going on. So these have been highlighted relevant to the SDGs or Sustainable Development Goals. Decarbonization of the ADNOX offshore production operation, decarbonizing aluminum production. So these are highlighted initiatives. Sustainable water supply, this is again one of the materiality topic. So what are the ambitions, achievements highlighted qualitatively and quantitatively. Same thing for demand side management, saving in electricity, water, recycled water, GHG emissions avoided. That information with all the explained details are available here actually. For demand side management, this is the idea given here. Then some more projects like facilitating CO2 transport and storage, carbon markets, this information also provided. Okay, the table 228, yes, national government agendas, participating in international conferences, expanding stakeholder alliance. Multiple alliances are given here actually. COP28, utilizing net zero alliance used by TAQA. Okay, the information for promoting electrification, facilitating the integrating renewable energy, developing clean energy solution, addressing the supply chain challenges. So these all network of member will help accelerate the transition to clean energy by multiple these initiatives. Integrating resource circularity. So here we have topics like asset management, supply chain based air emission, biodiversity. and SDG mapping done already for all these topics. So for asset management, again company follow ISO 55001. So this you can remember. Asset management model information is given, then value alignment, leadership assurance, life cycle assessment, asset management decision making. These all details are available over here. But this is asset management model. Customers, legislation, investor and commercial environment. So this is asking about the LCA based approach also. So supply of recycled water, the details for this, wastewater treatment, decommissioning, certification, this is very important. So what sort of certifications are there? ISO 9001, 1445, 50001. Yeah. Then air quality standard, biodiversity, water standard and non-hazardous waste standard. So some categories of information available. Supply chain 2041, 3081 to 41412 GRI. It's talking about the supply chain, their local spend and percentage for that, total number of suppliers engaged. So that information also available here. Supporting environmental, land and social due diligence. There are certain initiative case study which have been highlighted here. Waste. So we can see here the waste diverted and waste disposed. Those information also available here. Then we can see non-hazardous waste, hazardous waste management standard of the company. You see all the relevant documented prioritized information is also available here. Air emissions for another materiality topic, GRI 3057. Biodiversity information also available related to the multiple applicable parameters actually, you see. And biodiversity conservation initiative details are available. Okay, relevance to the materiality topic. Growing with people, the social side, occupational health and safety, employee development, diversity, equality, equal opportunity, community engagement, customer experience, suitable SDGs, information available. For occupational health and safety, we see qualitative information, efforts, achievements, approaches applied, controls applied. And for health and safety also governance structure is there. Then they have safety standard, environmental standards. We can see certain procedural part, hazard identification, risk assessment, incident investigation. So details related to HSE part is there. HSE inspection, audits, leadership, site visits. Okay, so there is a procedure for HIRA, hazard identification and risk assessment. The details are available here actually. Hazard identification, risk assessment and incident investigation. Okay, so the company have all the multiple efforts which have been highlighted here. Hazard identification, risk assessment and incident investigation, they follow it. And the training and awareness details for health and safety, it's given here. Training and awareness, what sort of training was provided. Health and safety performance, we see all people safety, process safety details are available here. As we said earlier, wherever the mark is there, it means the topic covered under limited assurance actually. So this information also provided for HSSE materiality topic. Employee development, we see GRI relevancy, then details for number of full-time employees by age group, by full-time employees hired by age group. So that information also provided and available here. Local representation, Emirati Majlis, building Emirati and young talent. So efforts related to the local talent actually. Okay, the information provided. What are the benefits for employees? That information also available. Employee satisfaction, recognition, and well-being, those details for the procedure. Then participation, engagement, survey follow, employer net promoter score details as based on the feedback from the staff. Employee recognitions, useful information from ESG perspective, TAQA day and TAQA awards. Employee well-being details, there are steering groups, social and well-being initiatives, safety and physical health and others. That information also provided by the company. Performance management, addressing the grievance, so there is a mechanism system for addressing the grievances. So the company advocate transparency and open communication channel between employees and their prospective line managers. So we also encourage our employees to engage with HR local points of contact wherever necessary. Okay. Employee capacity building details are provided in training and education, where the training need analysis, then other efforts have been highlighted. So we see the figures here. Employee training hours and training hour per employee information is available here. So succession planning also done. Here we can see TAQA Executive Development Program details provided here. Diversity and equal opportunity, women in workforce and women in management, that information provided here. So there are other materiality topics as well relevant to this diversity, equity and inclusion. Then gender diversity, we have further details related to that. TAQA won Women's Council Women for Women Award, finalists Reuters Global Energy Transition Awards actually. So that information provided. Gender diversity, there is some MOU signed, FTEs by gender, turnover by gender, that information also provided. Age diversity details, diversity of nationalities, multiple nationality details are there, so it's increasing from left to right. Community engagement, environmental, social, economic, community related topics are there. So what are the community spend like for CSR initiatives? So that information provided by the different entities of the company, what they are doing with respect to the CSR actually. So it's highlighted here in the table. For each geographical location, that different information provided. The customer experience, there are multiple data sets required like customer service delivery, frontline, wait time, timely assurance of the bills, that also information provided. Customers health and safety details, so it is written here that at the TAQA, health and safety of the customer is paramount, aligning with the commitment excellence in ensuring the well-being of the stakeholders actually. Customer health and safety information, water quality statistics for ADDC and ADC for 3 years is given here actually. Then we see at the end in the appendix section where we find basis of reporting, assurance statement, GRI content index, ADS disclosures, SES-B disclosures, WEF and TCFD disclosures. So we can see basis of reporting scope 1, scope 2, scope 3 emissions with reporting boundary and scope. Then in the fourth scope 3 GHG emission categories of the sold products. Category 15 for investment, fatality number, GHG intensity, lost time injury, recordable injury rate, water consumption, these all details provided. When it comes to the assurance statement, the assurance was conducted by DNV, selected information, standard and level of assurance, disclaimers, use of distribution or independent limited assurance report. So some terms and conditions, this is for conclusion actually. So then it's finally signed by the lead verifier and technical reviewer of the audit company actually. Then GRI content of index we can see here. The disclosure requirement, page number, chapter reference and direct answers, omissions and the SDG mapping details have been provided for all the required materiality topics actually. You can see full table here. Then for GRI content index. Yeah, GRI content index is be provided. Actually, it can be very useful if you want to search any information related to the relevant materiality topic and relevant SDG. Yeah, content index for GRI, then ADX ESG disclosures, relevant data, metrics, and report references provided for environmental, social, governance pillars based on the ADX ESG disclosure guidelines. Actually, then UNGC communication on progress, 4 themes: human rights, labor, environment, and anti-corruption. Principle 1 to Principle 10. We can see certain report references at different pages provided. Then SASB disclosures, already likely materiality topics defined here. Then it's accounting metrics, report reference, applicable SASB standard details provided here. SASB disclosures for an oil and gas company and energy company and utility company. So we see WF disclosures, also that information provided. So all the frameworks and standards have been mapped according to their matrices, right, with the page numbers, information available. And lastly, for TCFD, for all the 4 themes: governance, strategy, risk management, and metrics and objectives, information available here. Then disclaimer statement and cautionary statement for the report. Thank you very much, friends. So that's how we learn what ESG audit and assurance are relevant, or a learning perspective, what information is available for ESG report. Okay, so I hope this will be a useful report review for ESG learners for reporting, auditing, and assurance. Thank you very much, friends.